and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We're looking at Tesla once again, and I'll be honest, I might be in a little bit of surprise here because I did not expect that Tesla was going to be down another day in a row. And I don't mean that it was necessarily down days in a row, but look at this. We are now down at $261 on Tesla. The light blue background, or Columbia, better known at my high school, is meaning that it is 2 standard deviations below its 23-day average. The price is currently below its 5-day moving average, and the 5-day moving average is currently below the 20-day moving average. The volume is kind of drying up. It's 2 back-to-back days of less than 100 million shares traded in Tesla. We can see that we have a price to fall, and I've had that ever since July 21st. And what I really don't like here, and this is not anything about the company, this is just about the data that I'm looking at, is that on the rolling 1 day, 5 day, 15 day, 1 month, we are rolling negative completely. It's the first time. I mean, if we get back-to-back days of rolling negative 1 month, I will be very concerned for the future of Tesla, at least for just right now, and maybe going into the fall. But what it looks like, and to be respectful, is it looks like there's a rotation happening in the market. And the rotation is happening away from the major growth names that have led the first half of 2023. And Tesla is one of those prime candidates. You can see that we still have on the 3-month and the 6-month a positive return, which is very good to see. But there is a lot of risk when you start to look at the 6-month, I'm sure. Because 6 months ago, let's look at what the price was. 6 months ago, the price was at 196, but the price rose very aggressively in 2022, or in 2023, excuse me. So you are going to get probably stay positive for a little while, but if it doesn't clear, actually, I don't think it'll be a problem for a while because you've been up only recently since June, I guess, is when you got the really big push. But what is the 3-month? What does the 3-month need to stay above? What's 114? It needs to stay above 160. Yeah, so the 3-month is going to work, but you only have probably another month or so until you start to get to like those 260s when you'll get back into like June. Because like the middle of June, we were around 256. So in September, we need to be above 260, 255 probably to maintain that 3-month rolling return, which would be, it doesn't look like it's dicey necessarily long term, but it looks like this is up, it's suspect a little bit. We do have on the signals, we do have a go short, or we just got rid of a go short on the short term. We do have a go short on the intermediate term. We have no go longs on short term, intermediate term, or longer term like we did before. It looks like on the trend, we are going to flip to, we'll be bullish tomorrow on the short term. We're going to flip to bearish on the intermediate term, and we're still bullish on the longer term. That's positive, but we'll want to monitor that. We do see that Tesla right now, it's flipping, it's going to falling bear. The one thing, and if I watched my video yesterday, I think I just contradicted myself completely. The one thing I do like about the setup here in Tesla is that we're actually coming off of bullishness where we were under 50% and 49.5% on the 28th of July this year. And now we are going back up above that 15-day moving average most likely. But before we get to the next thing, remember, go subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks breaking out new highs, 52-week highs, stocks between $5 and $20, stocks above $20, free to your inbox. Just go to bootlegmacro.beehive.com/subscribe, get yourself a copy. Now, if we're going to look here at the ultra-fast sentiment for Tesla more closely, we can see that we still are below that 15-day moving average. On the weekly, we still have some space that we could come down. We're still really high on the weekly. I think the daily is reflecting what the weekly needs to do, which is essentially consolidate these gains on the weekly. And if you look here at the weekly of Tesla, you can see why. We went from $113 on July 6th, even $173 in March, all the way up to $266 or more recently, $281. The type of moves that we've seen in Tesla do need to be consolidated as a market. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to fall as a stock price. And what I love is the symmetry here, by the way. You notice how you have the price, the correlation rising on the daily here for volatility and price correlation. You have the same thing that you're seeing on the weekly. So as the volatility doing the same thing, the volatility here is streaking. It looks like on the weekly, it may be topping a little bit. On the daily, though, the one thing we do not have, the volatility has not broken back out. So the expectation that I'd have here is that what Tesla's probably going to do is if it's going to go higher, it's going to gap higher. It's going to have a very aggressive gap like it had here, gap like it had here, or gap like it had here recently. And it's going to be because the way volatility is essentially leaning right now in Tesla, it has to kind of like resolve itself with either the price moving or the derivative of price moving. And if you don't know what I mean, please read a book about Misbehavior of Markets by Benoit Mandelbrot and understand the difference between acceleration and speed. It is difficult to understand. I was not a math person, but I taught myself everything. So when I look at what we have here, I think that there is a future for Tesla, but it could be choppy for a little bit at best. And with this weekly bullish sentiment, that's not overbought, but it was very bid up. It just takes time for that to be consolidated before you get the move higher. And Tesla's really gone high. So, but tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And remember, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks breaking out every single Sunday at 9 a.m. for free to your inbox. I'll talk to you soon.